And Spinner connects on the second one. 21-19. We have a substitution, number 21, checking in David Brown for the Wildcats. And Gary Miller back in the game for Trevor Andrews. Deontay Coleman. Deontay over to Stevie Browning. Stevie Browning now over to Williamson. Williamson, Browning, Coleman. Back to Browning. Swinging it over to Williamson. He's going to go into the paint. Spin move, but he's going to be fouled beforehand.
Well, we're going to call him out of bounds.
Baseline. We've seen a lot of baseline calls here today and last night. I understand of being in the rhythm, of getting in the rhythm of things, but surely you would remember where the dimensions are on the court.
Well, I think that it's causing a problem for both teams. Here at the Civic Center, you have the court line, and then there's a little gap, and then you have, the out of bounds. So I don't know if that's throwing the referees or the players, or it has to be throwing somebody off.
And Phillip Holmes connecting on the and one. That'll be his second basket of the night. Paul Williamson's going to pick up his first personal foul. Paul Williamson trying to get back in the rhythm of things here. He's got stuck at 7 points.
Yeah, he come out hot early and looked good. He took a few shots, missed, and, it's what shooters do. They're streaky.
Absolutely. As Holmes missed the free throw, but now Deontay Coleman with the steal is going to push the ball up the floor and go coast to coast. And that was too easy for Deontay Coleman.
Good-looking finger roll out of Deontay right there. Just cut. He went act like he was going to go outside of the defender to the basket. Cut it back in. Easy 2 points.
And now the Wildcats are down 23-21 with under 50 seconds to play, as they had a notion, and now we're going to have a layup here on the other end. It's Phillip Holmes on the.
You kind of heard the sigh of the crowd. I don't know if they were expecting a dunk right there or what. That's been really our first breakaway tonight that we had a chance to see one.
Absolutely. And Brookpoint looks pretty athletic where they have a few guys that can hammer one through. Coleman over the Browning, now down low to Williamson. He's going to get pushed. And looks like they're going to get Ryan Corp on the foul here. That'll be his second personal. And now that is the sixth foul on Brookpoint. So from here on the last 20 seconds, if there is another foul, Logan will be at the line. Only 10 team fouls, though, altogether combined for both teams. Very impressed with the discipline on both ends of the floor.
That's right. That's where our quarters have went, over 20 seconds to go here in the second quarter.
And Keaton, number 42, Keaton Johnson, the sharpshooter off the bench. Coach Zach Green, the assistant, told us that he is one of the purest shooters he has seen come through Logan in quite some time.
That's saying something, because I think Zach was a pretty good shooter. So for him to say that he was better than, this kid's better than he was, that's something.
And it closes it down to a 25-24 lead. Brookpoint with a slim 1-point margin. Keaton Johnson coming off the bench with that crucial 3-point field goal as the first half ran out. And your score here at halftime, again, 25-24. Any first half thoughts, Sean?
I'm just real impressed with, both teams getting up and down the floor. We talked about 10 total fouls. That's each team, that's combined for each team. A lot of discipline, a lot of people out there hacking. I'm interested to see how this second half's going to go, because there's not a lot of teams that will match up with Logan in the state of West Virginia athletic-wise, pound for pound, boy for boy.
Right, if they can come out and knock out Brookpoint, an athletic team like Brookpoint here in the second half, athletically, it's not hard to believe that they couldn't keep up with everybody else in the state this year.
That's right. We haven't seen a lot of AAA teams, but I know from the past, Tony, there are always some that stand above the others. And even at those teams' best, Logan has always normally been more athletic.
Absolutely. Well, 25-24, raise your score here at halftime. Keep it locked in here on W Sports Net, and we're going to take a brief break, and we're going to come back with with the first half scoring and of course the opening tip-off here in the second half. So keep it locked in here on WVSportsNet.com.
Your online leader for high school athletics.
And the second half is getting ready to get underway here. Under the final seconds dwindle away. as the Logan Wildcats are trying to overcome a sluggish first half as they came out showing a little pregame, season opening jitters there, John, and didn't look so fluid there on a couple of those offensive possessions.
No, they didn't. They just look out of sync right now, and I know that this Logan basketball team's had 4 or 5 exhibition games. All the wrinkles should just about be worked out. I know it's still early December, so everybody in the town of Logan, do not go into panic. There's a lot of basketball left, especially here in the second half. Let's see how they do.
Absolutely. Real quick in scoring, Williamson led the way for the Wildcats with 7. Coleman had 6. Browning with 5. And Keaton Johnson there at the end of the half with that 3-pointer.
Yeah, that's balance.
That's absolute balance. You're absolutely right. And then a lot of absolutes.
That's right.
A lot of certainty up here in the WVSN booth tonight.
We'll try to stick to the facts.
We may not always know what we're talking about, but I guarantee you, folks, we're always going to sound like we know what we're talking about. Back to the action now. Cease Carter makes a steal, goes the other way as Deontay Coleman's going to get called for the fouls. He went up and met Cease Carter in midair. He now sends Cease to the line.
Get up, little Cease. He's not a very big guy, Tony, and he elevated up there. Deontay can jump.
And they spell his name here on the program as CEE''S. First name.
Nice.
First apostrophe, I think, when the first name was in possessive plural.
That's what I was thinking. Is there a form or something I need to fill out to get an apostrophe S on my name?
It's like some Ocho Cinco stuff. Do you think you went to the courthouse and filed paperwork on that?
Got his name changed.
But he connects on both of them there. They can score 27-24, 7:30 remaining. Goes down low to Deontay Coleman from Williamson. He kicks back out to Williamson. He's going to try to work the baseline. A little hesitation there. Can't finish it. Rebound goes to number 30, Jalen Cotton. But now Coleman steals the ball right back, and we're going to set things up as Stevie Brown's going to hoist up a 3. Bingo!
I really look for this Logan Wildcat team to start exploiting Coleman in the post. This kid that's guarding him, he's given up about 4 inches.
And speaking of giving up, Logan just gave up a 3-pointer really easy to Ryan Corp, who had a strong first half with 2 threes in the first half. So now he has 3, 9 points, 11 on the game for Ryan Corp.
Oh, going to send it here the other way. Good aggressive move by Coleman to get to the basket. Offensive foul.
So that's going to be his second. 2 quick ones here in the second half for Coleman. Sees Carter. Going to work on Coleman. Going to work off the screen from Holmes. And a mismatch. And sees Carter. Logan having a hard time adjusting to that teardrop he's got.
Yeah, that floater is
lethal.
Tough. Yes.
Lethal. It's unguardable is what it is, because he's already shot it over Logan's tallest and longest. At least if he keeps the right trajectory on it, it's untouchable. Browning missing a runner.
Good hustle.
He must have been inspired by C's.
It almost looked identical on that end, didn't it, Tony?
It's not quite as smooth as C's did. C's looks like he's had a little more practice with it than Stevie Browning.
I'm going to give it a 7.
Give it a 10. Jalen Cotton with 3 fouls for Brookpoint. So he's in early foul trouble with 5:47 remaining in the game. Logan down by 5, 32-27. So Williamson going to dribble, fire to 3. It's good. And that's going to be it's going to be a long night for Brookpoint if they let Williamson get hot from beyond the arc.
Yeah, he's such a good shooter, Tony. We'll see him maybe come alive here in the second half.
Ryan Corp gets it up top to Cease Carter. He's going to fire the 3 now, in and out. No good. It's a great shot by Corp. By Cease.
Eric Canada there fighting for the rebound. Trevor Andrews.
He's got a few of them this game. He wants the ball now. He's got the momentum, and he went for it all, I think, on that one. And Gary Miller's going to go to the line to shoot 2 as he hustled for it and got fouled on the putback. You're going to give the foul to number 30. Jalen Cotton, and that'll be his 4th, John. See you bye, Jalen Cotton, for the rest of the 3rd.
Wow. He's made quite an impact for this Brookpoint team, too, and to take him out of the game, that could prove lethal.
I mean, he's only got 2 points, but he's the big man. He's the anchor. He's the meat. He's the muscle. He's the tomatoes in the salad. He's whatever you want to call it. They need him.
Yeah, quite a load in the middle, that's for sure. You don't. Maybe it's more of a psyche type thing, just to think, man, I ain't going down there and getting around that big guy,
Yeah,
get my shot thrown.
I mean, personally, I'm not the smallest man anyway, but I would rather go after a guy at 6'3", 120 than that guy who's listed at, let's see, 6'5", and I don't know what his weight is, but I'm going to say at least 225.
Yeah, he looks rock solid. I'm going to say he plays more than basketball too, Tony.
Yeah, and I'm not saying he's fat, 225. I'm saying
the viewers can see him right now walking towards the camera, number 30, Brookpoint. As Tony alluded, he's no small guy, that's for sure.
Gary Miller connecting on the first free throw. Free throws percentage was not his strongest point last year. He shot about 50%, and that holds true here. And we have a loose ball situation. It's going to go to Brookpoint, but Gary Miller there on the ground again, and he hustles, like I said. And thank you, Gary, for living up to the expectations.
Yeah, so scrappy.
Williamson with a near miss. Now Logan's defense got to recover, and they do nicely. Now Mario Gills cooks it out to Phillip Holmes. Now back out to Mario Gills. Browning's out pretty far on him. As Delonte Fennell, no good. Williamson maintaining dribble while falling down is going to pick it up. He's going to go coast to coast here, and it's swatted away. Last touch by Brookpoint. They'll stay with Logan.
What an athletic move right there by Paul Herbert. Be able to keep his dribble as he goes down. Comes back up, runs the length of the floor, and just about converts.
Absolutely. That's great hand-eye coordination and focus and good eye-court vision at all. And Paul Williamson brings a lot of that to the table. That's why a lot of college coaches, especially in the conference, are drooling for the services of Paul Williamson.
Yeah, it'll be real interesting when that sweepstakes starts in March, of Deontay and Paul. Spin the wheel. Where are you going to go? What's going to happen?
And with Deontay, there's just that extra factor of whether he's even going to play basketball. I mean, he has, if there's ever a kid that's got a gifted future ahead of him, it's Coleman, because he has the chance to choose of 2 sports.
Yeah, that shows his true athletic ability right there to be able to go on 2 different stages which follow each other in the year. That's tough to come out of football season, and devote your body to 3 to 4 more months of just running and banging. And he's done it for a few years here at Logan, and we hope, it pays off for him again this year.
And absolutely, and hopefully we're along for the ride the whole way to Charleston for these Wildcats and a couple other local teams. The Scott Skyhawks is another team that we follow, has high aspirations this year. And we're more than honored to bring you all this coverage all season long here, folks. Remember, this isn't just a one-time thing. This is going to be all sports every season of the year. We're even going to try to keep everything booked up as much as possible in the summertime. So WVSportsNet.com is going to be your, as you hear John say a lot on the sign-off, your sports leader in high school athletics, and that's really our goal, 110%.
That's right. Technology's moving, Tony, towards a faster, more high-paced role, and we're going to try to get in with that and bring athletics, to the internet scape, to your mobile phone when you want it, where you want it.
And if you folks do not know, we do have a mobile website. If you go on your Droid, BlackBerry, any phone with internet capabilities, we do have a special mobile site at WVSportsNet.com. So, we do have a wide variety of access for you to obtain the services of West Virginia Sports Network. But back here, the action, the score is 32-31. Brookpoint leading by 1 over Logan, 3:40 and counting remaining in the third quarter. Sees Carter at top of the key, going to work on Coleman. Gives it over to Holmes.
Good swing
swinging around over to Mario Gills.
In and out.
No good, but the long arm Trevor Andrews there to snatch down another rebound. Now Paul Williamson going to go to work, and he's going to be fouled, and he'll go to the line to shoot too.
Good take by Paul Herbert Williamson once again, putting his head down, nose to the floor, and getting to the basket.
And Phillip Holmes picks up the foul. That'll be his first personal. Team's third, and Logan has 3, so we're knotted up at 3 apiece. And combined, not each one of these teams has 10 team fouls yet, so that's very impressive. As Williamson connects on the first one to tie this thing up at 32. Let's see if he can get Logan their first lead of the second half of this next free throw. And boom goes the dynamite. Falls through the